Looking straight into the camera.
I'm just looking straight into your eyes.
Straight.
Well,
now, but I'm looking to the camera.
Yeah, but if we look at each other's eyes right now,
they can't.
They're seeing it because if they're on a two-shot, we're aiming at each other.
But if I do this, I'm looking straight at you.
Straight at you.
And the funny part is, they're like, "Who are these guys?"
Who are the who? That's that show. I think
It's those
that
guys.
time for that show and those guys.
And when you say that time, when is that time? Because I think we originally our plan was by once a month we do a show.
Yeah, so that time is if you were expecting something from us
Waiting.
in February or March, it's possibly August right now.
I think we did one like a few 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a few months.
So
I don't even remember the topic of our last episode.
We're aiming for every 2 to 3 months.
We're aiming. We aim, we lob, we throw a show out there, and we talk about
Looking people in the
whatever the
eye.
hell we want. So I'm Ron Goldner.
I am not Ryan Goldhar. I'm Lindsay Lewis.
And hi. So what's going on? It's been a while, so there's a lot going on.
In the world?
In the world.
Stuff we're not going to talk about, that's a little
Yes,
heavy.
we were trying to figure out, like, what kind of topics are we willing to talk about? We want to talk about some planes. We want to talk about some conflicts.
I will say craftsmanship of good planes is great. I respect a good-looking plane. Unfortunately, there's other plane topics I don't want to talk about.
Well, yeah, craftsmanship of a plane. In a plane, they fly really nicely unless they've got holes from rockets in them. So it's very
The Wright brothers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful craft, device he made.
That's right. Those biplanes, those triplanes they had. and
Now,
it's-
when you said planes, that's what we're talking about,
That's
right?
exactly what
I
I
just
mean.
want to make sure.
You know,
because-
no, I actually meant like that device that scours wood off of, like just,
Oh, that's a little funny joke.
it's terrible.
Throw on your shades. Make them smile.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're living the dream in 2014. That I'm trying to squeeze over that comment of talking about planes, so you forget. Even though I brought it back up. Are you healthy? Are you good? Are you
I'm good. I think one of the last times we met, have I had my surgery yet? I had my gallbladder.
I remember you telling me about this, and as you're hearing it, you're like, for the first time, you're like, that's kind of gross.
It's well, no, maybe we did because maybe I was going to show you. No, I'm just kidding.
You had, yeah.
I had some bad shit going on, and then suddenly it was like, I'm okay.
And how long did it take to recover?
I was fine after a couple of weeks, but I wasn't physically I was good, but like the healing process took a long time. It's good now.
And do you ever still feel anything from it, or you feel you're
I mean, yeah, it's good.
On to the next problem.
On to the next problem.
Cocaine. In the city
I
of Toronto.
will eventually get to cocaine. I promise.
Because you once tried to run for mayor. We're in Toronto. Perfect time.
I know,
Cocaine.
and you know what? That's one of our topics, I suppose, is talking about what's the next step for this city. I mean, like we have a mayor who shouldn't be the mayor, but we also have people running for mayor who may or may not should not be mayor.
Has the option ever been shut down the city? No mayor. That should be one of the options, I think.
I think that there have been cities that haven't had a mayor. I mean, like
We still don't have a mayor, even though we do.
I mean, the city council runs the city as it is, right? I mean, it's just a figurehead. It's a person whose voice is going to, they can't dictate policy, they can only introduce it. You know, if the council says, screw you, well then that's
One
the
day
end
you
of it.
can't do it, yeah, I would love to be the mayor.
So is it embarrassing that this guy, represents us? Yeah, absolutely, it's embarrassing, but, it's...
If you really look into it, it's not as bad as people think, I think.
Right. I mean,
But
like, he's just like...
he's a character,
He got voted in because the city was ready to hear what that type of person was willing to say.
and we heard a lot.
Like, we heard a lot.
But
and more so.
From a comedy standpoint, I love the guy.
The world loves him.
Yeah, he's great, and you see him sweat on Jimmy Kimmel, and you see him parodied on SNL. We made the big
And
times.
he keeps going after him, Kimmel, too, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's great, and then Kimmel's an interesting guy because he'll have people on he'll make fun of, and he'll same with Kanye, and he'll relate. But at the same time, he'll still go for them, but he allows them a chance to speak. I respect that.
Sure.
But still, he's gonna make fun of you during the interview, when you should.
And you should.
And definitely Rob Ford that's who we're talking about. If you didn't know who we were talking about.
I don't know what. You live in Toronto?
Yeah.
I thought we were in Washington. I was talking
We have
about
a show?
Marion Barry.
We have a show. Marion Barry. Oh, that guy. Rob Ford saw that and said, "I'm going to be the next Marion Barry."
That's right. That's
and guess
exactly that was the policy he ran.
You did it. You did it for
Congratulations.
Toronto, and some of us are proud of you.
Thank you from all of us to you.
So it's been a nice summer. It's kind of warm. It was really humid out there today. Have you done anything crazy this summer? Gone anywhere maybe?
I went to Italy. I took my family. It's
Did
nothing
you like when you
better
say you
than
took your
travel.
family? Did they know they were going, or did you kidnap them and go to?
No. Yeah, I took my family, and they're still waiting for a response for the ransom note.
This is your personal take in Liam Neeson.
No, my family, and I mean not just my immediate family, like not just my wife and kids, but also like my parents,
Yeah,
my sister and her family. Like, so we had a place in Tuscany, and it's like very nice, remote. It's like a farm.
Yeah.
Nothing ostentatious, just like it's really, really, grounded and just once you're there, it's just like you just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You eat, you sleep, you swim.
You drink a little wine.
Yeah,
a little cheese.
A lot of cheese, a lot of I introduced my son to prosciutto, and he's now obsessed. And it's like the fact that a 5-year-old is like, no, I need prosciutto sandwiches.
God, yeah.
At least it's available here. There's some pretty good places in Toronto that serve it, but I mean, it's not like the real stuff there.
Yeah, you're like.
There's nothing like watching someone carve it straight from the pig's leg.
Yeah, murder. No,
It's dead.
He was once alive. That pig. That
Yeah,
pig
but-
had a family.
yeah,
Babe
but-
had a family.
He's been cured well.
He probably had a good life in that barn he was trapped in.
There's this like woman who's got to be like in her late 70s, 80s, and you have no idea, but she is not in the. She's not in the young old person department. You know how like there's older women out there who, even though they are in their 70s, they still come off very young.
Youthful, vibrant.
This woman is not. This woman is like, she looked like she is 78.
She was
She
alive.
looks 95.
Okay.
But she's there and she's got this knife and she's like just from years of practice, just slicing these, and it's like thin. It's like amazing how she
She's a
does
pro.
it. She's a pro.
Took her some years, but
Anyhow, went for 10 days. Did a lot. It rained a lot, which is okay.
did you and your wife get any romantic like dates or anything like that?
Her birthday was there while we were away, so
Did you get her a gift or did you forget?
yeah, I took her out.
Or was Italy the gift?
Italy's the gift here. Happy birthday.
She's like, what else? You're like, here's a dead pig.
Thankfully, she's not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if she was, she probably wouldn't be my wife.
You were like, I have comic books that are Italian.
That's right. It's like I have an Italian superhero.
Yeah.
Here, read this issue of Avengers.
Speaking of Avengers, have you seen any big movies this year?
No, but I'm really excited to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a huge fan of the book when I was growing up, and I mean the original, the storyline they're doing now is a much more modern
Yeah.
grouping of the characters, and I don't mean modern as in like 2014. It's sort of. When I first started reading the book, they were a superhero group in the future,
Okay.
and it took place in the future. Whereas, the leader of the group had Captain America's shield. So,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
he took, yeah, it was the future.
It was the future, and now the group that exists is in the modern era of the Marvel characters, the universe. So, so that's what I mean by contemporary is that the Guardians of the Galaxy are in the same time as the Avengers, in the
Yeah.
same time as the Fantastic Four and X-Men and all that.
It,
But in
it,
the movies, I mean, it's who knows what. Well, it's Marvel, so it's the same universe as Avengers.
yeah, they hinted
But,
at it in
as
the
long
Avengers.
as Sony and Fox keep owning those Spider-Man and X-Men movies,
We're not going to
that
see
universe.
too many collaborations there.
No.
It looks like an interesting movie. By the time we've seen this, I'm sure I've seen it. But I just like it looks fun. And the thing is, when Iron Man came out, the first one, there was a lot of people going, they weren't sure about Robert Downey Jr. But the reason, and then people were surprised because I think they weren't.
Yeah, but Favreau fought for him.
Yeah.
he was
And it
my
was worth
Tony
it.
Stark.
He was
And
right.
Totally worth it.
Which isn't always the case, but the cool thing about that movie is I think there was sort of even though they're up in the airs that it was going to be Robert Downey Jr. There were still lower expectations at that point for
Right.
it, so it was a nice surprise. Whereas Guardians of the Galaxy is like you did follow it, but I didn't even know it was a thing. So
Sure.
I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to love it a lot more than like some of the other movies just because they had no expectations, and it's just it looks like a fun movie. I can't.
I
wait
think
to see it.
that's exactly what's going to happen. There's no expectations for these characters because no one knows who they are. Comic readers do, but
The
who
regular.
are these characters? Like, who's Rocket Raccoon? Who's Groot?
It's Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel.
That's true.
That's who it is.
That's who they are.
That's-
And they're animated.
And I love that. The two biggest movie stars in the world are animated, and the other one's one's a wrestler, one's Zoe Saldana, and one is Chris Pratt, who's going to be a big star in a couple of years, like doing Jurassic World and all that.
Sure, but I think he's going. This is going to.
This is
a couple
his
of years.
movie.
I think this is his movie.
Well, this is his time
And from
frame
what
now.
I've read, he's proven that's initially the results were like, you mean the chubby guy from Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Now
he's our guy, and he's proved that he is.
And they already got like the
The
sequel
first
lined
trailer
up.
sort of just really did like set the tone.
Yeah, and they already have like the sequel lined up, and he's doing the fourth Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World. So he's gonna be okay, and he's
Yeah.
And the best part is because
I
originally
think he's going to be okay.
you're gonna be okay, Chris. Come talk to me and help me out with my OSAP debt. No, anybody actually can do that. He was actually married to Anna Faris, and she was originally, I'd say, more famous of the two.
Sure.
And so it'd be
But
interesting.
they're
to see.
both comic actors, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they've, both from that world.
I remember someone saying that if they could attend one celebrity couple dinner it'd be those two, and it would be a good one. But
Yeah, I think you'd probably have a really good time.
But the thing is, originally she was very, and I guess you could say they're on the same level, but it'd be curious to see where this relationship goes once he gets to become a superstar.
Well, as long as her show keeps going, right? I mean, she has Mom, right?
But do a lot of people really watch Mom?
Enough that they probably give it another season.
Yeah, no, just because I don't get that many TV shows, I'm not trying
And
to
Chuck
make
Lorre
fun.
shows just seem to have longevity no
Yeah.
matter what. I mean, he just
Because it's the second season, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's going to just keep growing.
Yeah, he's got a formula that works, and people like his stuff, and so they know that it's the same guy as Big Bang Theory, same guy as Two and a Half Men, same guy as Mike and Molly, and they keep on,
They do. It's just
and it's gonna keep happening. I mean, it's not my favorite show, but it's good enough.
But it's more like because Anna Faris was more like in movies, so it's interesting to see how she's gone to TV. And there's nothing wrong with TV.
Well, when these shows launched, at the same time, the two shows that launched at the same time was Moms
Yes.
and Dads, or Mom and Dads. You remember the show Dads?
Is Dad's canceled?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. But I mean,
Okay.
for instance, when
Nobody likes Dads anyways. It's
in
about
the
moms.
show that when we're watching our PVR, like my wife will go straight to Mom's, like I can't watch it.
Not today.
And yet she's like, I can't watch that other show, and I'm peeing myself. Like
Well,
Giovanni Ribisi and Seth Green are hysterical.
Well, the best part is like
And it's a terrible show, but it's funny.
Well, you said your wife couldn't watch it, but no one can now because it's canceled.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, no, it's an interesting couple to see. I'm curious to see where the relationship goes because I wouldn't be surprised. I hate saying this to be cynical, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's rumors of split up.
Yeah, well,
But because she was there for him probably when he was he's
Sure.
you said the chubby guy from.
And now he's going to be a rock star, and that's what it comes down to. She always
Jurassic Park
got,
money
she always,
is good money.
even when she was leads and features, she was still that comic.
Yeah.
He's going to be a rock star because these kind of roles, even though there's still levels of comedy in Guardians of the Galaxy, his next role, I mean, he's going to get dramatic roles. I mean, like Jurassic Park, who knows if he's got
People
Winnie
are seeing that
Clips.
movie though. People are seeing that movie.
Everyone's going to go see that movie who watched the originals, know that Spielberg's attached to it in some way or another.
Yeah, and this movie, Guardian of the Galaxy, because I've heard he's great in it, and by this point we're watching it, I'm sure he was great. Good job, Chris.
Thanks, John. Thank you.
But this movie, I think, proves why he's getting Jurassic World, and it'll probably be a bit more serious of a role, but he's at the level now after these movies that people are going to be like outside buildings for him. You know what I mean? So
Well, that's what happens,
it's a
right?
life
Like,
change.
what ends up happening is you get booked on this role. Like suddenly, this guy gets booked.
Yeah.
Long before he even shoots the movie. The fact that he's booked on that type of level film, those agents and managers are suddenly saying, hey, this guy is the next hottest thing. You have no proof of it. There's no proof. There's no media covering this. It's solely word of mouth based on management
Yeah.
to the next producer.
It's hype time.
He's going to be hype. You want to be on this bandwagon, and that's why he's not only going to be in that next film. He's already got 3 films lined up, and and a few of them are Marvel. So it's like
And again, he's going to get a couple serious movies in there, and those
That's
are the
right.
ones that you could see him get a supporting Oscar role, not down the road,
Absolutely.
And this is the great time for him to finally get those
he's
roles.
going to have his Magic Mike soon enough.
Yeah, keep on dancing, Channing.
Keep on
dancing into our hearts. 22 Jump Street, speaking of movies, was one of the more funny movies this week.
And you like that?
What?
You like 22 Jump Street?
It was pretty good. It was like almost on the level of the first 21 Jump Street, but it was fun.
That's pretty good praise.
Yeah, like the first one was fun. And it was the first time I ever. Have you been to any of these VIP theaters? In Toronto, we have a bunch. I'm sure.
Right, that
Dundas Square and like a Cineplex.
the one at Diversity?
Yeah, or sorry, but it was actually at
So
Dundas Square.
smaller rooms, big cushy chairs.
These theaters, they do this
smaller
classy,
screens.
These theaters like Cineplex or like AMC in the States or whatever, like they do these like 30 seats, but it's like comfy couches like this, and they serve you
Big
food.
wide. The food is sold in the room
Yeah.
as opposed to at the counter.
The screen's probably
Although I'd rather it fresh from the machine.
the screen isn't as big as a theater screen, but it's this nice size one. It was a cool experience, but unfortunately, comedies, I think you want to see with more than 40 people. You want to see with a big crowd.
Yeah,
that was the only thing, a negative experience about the movie, but I was laughing more than anyone there, so all I could hear is the echo of my laugh in the movie. So to the 30 people there. But yeah, no, it's been a fun year for movies. I've seen all of them. The 2 movies I would recommend the most would be Edge of Tomorrow. which was a surprisingly decent Tom Cruise movie, and Begin Again from the people who made Once.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're both good movies, so those would be my 2 summer recommendations. Have you seen enough to give 2 recommendations this summer, Ryan?
I have seen enough to see.
And you can't promote your own movies.
But I was about to.
Please do then.
No.
He hasn't even seen them. They don't give him Final Cut.
No, I haven't seen enough. I mean, like,
Can you name one movie?
I can still talk to you about Frozen.
Let It Go.
Let It Go.
Sorry.
My daughter sings this song repeatedly.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
I hated that song. Like, I get why people like it. I just didn't attach to
It's
me.
much cuter when a 3-year-old singing it.
At a certain point, how cute can that be, though? No offense.
It's really cute. Because you're talking about my kid.
I know. I've been murdered. Mom, take
We were
me to
talking
jail.
about this. If
Take me to
Lindsay
jail.
is dragged out of the studio today, it's not going to be by me.
But I'm just
It's too
saying,
much effort.
if this footage makes the air and I'm not on the X episode, find everything you can about this man, take him down, everything that he loves. Running for mayor, if you run again, take him out of that race. Do whatever you need to do.
I think we're safe.
You already have, you took
No,
yourself
to
out.
be honest, I mean, like, there's a lot of films that I want to see. I mean, I want to see the Planet of the Apes sequel.
It was good. It was a little long, but the series is going in the right direction.
I think a lot of them.
I hope you like apes. I hope you like.
I'm a fan of the original whole run of the series, and that came in an era when everything felt long. You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
even the Mark Wahlberg edition.
oh, that's a whole other story.
I like Wahlberg though. He's a great movie star.
And speaking of which, Ted 2, I think, is going to be coming soon, right?
I haven't seen any trailers for that, but I've heard the rumors on the street. The word on the street is he's making another. He's about sequels, you know.
It's a sequel to Ted, yeah. He did the Transformers sequel, right?
Again, he was classic Mark Wahlberg in that. Whatever you want to take from that, I think he's good in those summer movies. He's great. The movie was like 3 hours long though, and it was like. It didn't need to. It could have been like a 95 minutes, but I had a good time. I don't think I'd ever watch it again, though. Same with Planet of the Apes. So I don't know if that's a compliment, but they got my money, and I had an okay time for both of those movies.
Well, I mean, the point of those is to entertain, right? I mean, and if they can give you that experience, of course they want it repeated. But if it can't be repeated, then
they're making another sequel. There's gonna be even less humans in it. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. Like the first 20 minutes is just apes talking to each other. Well, some days you wouldn't expect that to be entertaining, but they make it work.
no, that's good.
As long as Mark Wahlberg is busy producing an Entourage movie, I'm happy. I'm excited for it. I'm one of the few people that'll still say that, but I'm excited that they're making this movie right now. I can't wait to see it.
So speaking of making movies,
Yes.
so this week we launched an Indiegogo campaign.
If this episode is up,
This episode is up because
you're watching it because you are watching it, and we love you.
And
Thanks, Mom.
and it is now it's not a sequel, but it is sort of the thematic follow-up to Jeremy Lalonde's Sex After Kids, which he wrote and directed, and now he's going to he's written and is going to direct our next feature, which is called How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town, which
That's a pretty
is
cool title.
pretty awesome.
That tells me exactly what I'm seeing,
It does. It tells you
or what I'm not seeing, depending how the movie goes. But so we have a movie in the works. I added so I can be a part of this.
That's right. You can be a part of it by helping our campaign.
I meant more the orgy part. If I could, I'd be the most awkward guy. They were like, "Can I?"
I'm sure that there are going to be incentives during our campaign to possibly do a video.
So sorry. So like you were saying, there is a campaign.
There is a campaign. It's on Indiegogo, and of course, if you look up "small town orgy" or "how to plan an orgy in a small town," to be honest, there's not going to be that many films with that title looking for money on Indiegogo at this moment in time.
The other ones you're going to be looking for interesting stuff, but through the smut or the adult content, you might find this campaign page.
But what's awesome is we have an amazing lead for the film in Jewel State. She's known for Firefly and for LA Complex here in Canada. She's got a lot of followers, and she's actually the perfect person for this role.
She's perfect for an orgy, is what you're saying.
For the role that she's going to be playing in the film. But I mean, obviously I've read it, but I mean, it's her role.
Now, if you were to, we'll keep talking about this. If you were to plan the perfect orgy, what superheroes or movie stars would you love to be at that orgy?
Like, are they watching or are they participating?
It's your ideally.
It's my orgy.
It's your orgy, but ideally.
Ideally, if people are going to be at an orgy, they are participating, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole point.
The creep in the back watching, just like with binoculars.
So just sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if the camera's on Ryan, but he's doing
I
some-
can see my cameras.
I don't know what they're seeing. No, but yeah, so who, you can pick 4 people, celebrities or rock stars or
Who would I want to
athletes.
have an orgy with? Yeah, they alive or dead? And
You know what?
And in
Pick
dead,
whoever.
are they currently dead or is it their past life?
It's getting really deep.
That's it's too much thought into this.
Whatever you say. You could say Steve Martin, for goodness sakes. Although, like, Bowfinger's a great movie, but who would you pick?
To be in my orgy?
Yeah, 4 people.
4 people in an orgy. I'm not sure.
4
I would-
versions of yourself?
Yeah, well, that'd be kind of awesome. I don't know if I would want to know the. I mean,
You want it to be a mystery.
Yeah.
I feel like that might actually, like, would you have a blindfold and be like, oh, it's Captain Kirk?
Yeah, I mean, like, oh my god, like, I mean, like, oh, because at the end of the day, unless you're going to do it regularly, like, oh yeah, I do orgies. I mean, if I was to participate in one, I don't think I would want to necessarily know them in the end.
And so at the end of the day, so it's over, I'm never going to see each other again.
That's right, and therefore you can do as many devious and disgusting things as possible.
What about superheroes? Is there a couple, like, super ladies or superheroes that you would, like, love to have?
Superhero, who would I, like, is there dudes in capes and stuff that I want to have at my orgy?
Well, there's, like, Wonder Woman, you know?
Yeah, sure.
There's
I mean,
other
especially the current one who's, what's her name, Gal Gadot, who's playing?
Yeah, the lady from Fast. I think she's married to Thor, actually. The actor who plays Thor.
I'm
And
sure
was in-
she's Thor often.
Yeah.
That's awful, I'm sorry.
So, tell us who you would love to have a celebrity orgy with.
Yeah,
we'd
and,
love to.
and you can see it at the Lindsay Lewis or at TV Smithy.
You can tell us, or I'm sure. But back to your campaign really quickly. So it sounds like it's gonna be a fun comedy. It sounds like.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's a really terrific film. I mean, you know, as a fan of my previous stuff that I've been a producer on, obviously, you know, our thoughts are that, you know, bigger and better, and we have a bigger budget. We have, you know, we have a terrific cast lined up, and we'll announce them as the campaign goes on.
So you got a little bit of tidbits today.
That's right. So right
Now-
now, I mean, as you know, as we launch, this is, it's, you know, probably for the next 40 days, 45 days, and, you know, we have a good goal ahead, but we're pretty confident that,
Can we mention my cameo in the orgy?
yes, we can mention Lindsay's cameo in the orgy.
I keep him to that because he's lied.
I have
for the
lied
last
to him in the
time.
past.
For the last time, so he has to put me in this orgy now.
I didn't say it was going to be the orgy in the film. I just said it's going to be in the
Okay,
orgy.
can you say that really quickly?
Yeah, it's not in the orgy in the
No,
film.
no, say it is in it.
It is not in the orgy in the film.
I would just, because I'll work out if I have to.
You should work out. I'm going to work out. Like, I'm going to be in the orgy.
Are you
not in
actually?
the film.
Is there a Ryan Goldhart cameo?
There is not.
Think about it. What about the guy with the binoculars in the window? That's your role, perfect.
It could be, but
Or we could, the two of us could be in the window with binoculars. So it's sort of like 2 weird guys. Could be those guys could be the 2 weird guys. We got a cameo in this movie.
yeah, those guys on that show are in the window.
Yeah, those creeps.
What a nice segue, Dad. Nice to see you.
Glad to do
Nice to
business
see
with
you.
Enjoy the rest of the summer.
Enjoy your summer. We may see you in October,
November. Bye, Mom.
December.